Hey everyone, in this video I'm taking a look at Neon White, which just came out on June 16th for both the Nintendo Switch as well as PC. It's going for $25 on both platforms, however the Steam version is currently 10% off, so you can get a little bit of a discount there. I've got some gameplay going on in the background that you can see. I've currently got about 4 hours that I've spent in this game, so this will be a overview slash first impressions review of the game. I'll talk about the game itself, the story of the game mechanics and features and things like that, as well as just kind of my general experience with the game, whether I'm enjoying it, and if I think it's worth the price.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Alright, so starting off with just kind of a general overview of the gameplay and what you actually do in this game. I guess it would technically be categorized as a first-person shooter, however, it might be more accurate to call it a first-person platformer or first-person runner. Something similar to like Mirror's Edge, if you've played that before. There are a lot of different game mechanics that I'll talk about in more detail, however, ultimately the objective in each level is to get to the goal as fast as you possibly can. I'm currently on mission 5, and from what I've seen so far, each mission is made up of about 10 stages, and each stage is very, very short. I don't know if I've come across one that took more than a minute to complete, however, most are in the 20 to 30 second range. So, as I said, there are a lot of different game mechanics, but one additional thing that you'll need to do in most levels is kill a specific amount of demons that are found throughout the level, and you do that by using a variety of weapons and abilities. So, for this level, as an example, you can see in the upper left corner of the screen we have to kill 6 demons, and I'll kind of just run through this real quick so you can see an example of this. So, the timer, I'm already at a minute, but you can see the timer in the upper central part of the screen. One thing that I haven't touched on is the cards. So this is a big part of the game as well. These are where you pick up your weapons and abilities. So if we pick up this machine gun, it has 35 bullets which you can shoot. However, you also have the option to discard the card or discard the weapon. And when you do that, you'll use its ability. So each card kind of has its default attack, and then it also has a special ability. So if we use the special ability for this weapon, which is kind of an explosion grenade, that'll discard the weapon. I no longer have it. And then I can pick up another weapon, so I now have another 35 bullets. And then I also have another ability if I wish to use it. So we can kind of run through the stage here and shoot our demons. So as you can see, I've got 1 demon left. The goal here is still locked. You can see the number 1 there. And if I kill the last demon, that'll unlock the goal and I can reach it, and then that'll complete the level. So now I'll just quickly replay the level so you can see what it's like at full speed. One of the main points of this game is to replay levels and try and get that fastest time possible. There is this global leaderboard that you can see here, which has everybody's times, so you can compete with that, which is cool. And all the levels are pretty non-linear, which opens up the possibility for all sorts of shortcuts and time saves and things like that. So we'll run through the level here real quick and see what time we get. So we grab the weapon, kill that guy. Here we have a shortcut. We can jump up here and kill that guy from here. Grab this weapon. And then we get 1163. So I have no idea how the hell you're supposed to do that in 7 seconds, which was first on the leaderboard, but there you go.
Welcome to Central Heaven. It is an honor for your kind to bask in its beauty. But remember, this is no vacation. You are here as demon exterminators, and demon exterminators alone.
So the story of this game is told through dialogue encounters like the clip that I just showed. You'll run into these cutscenes somewhat regularly as you're playing through missions, as well as between missions when you're in the hub world, which is where we're at currently. Here there's a variety of different areas where characters are found and you can talk and interact with them. In terms of the actual story itself, I won't go into too much detail, but the abridged version is that you've been sent to heaven from hell to clear out demon infestations. And if you do this, you'll get to stay in heaven, but you're also competing with others for this as well. So there are quite a few different characters that you'll meet. They kind of fall into 2 different categories. You've got the angels and members of heaven who kind of run things, and then there's also other neons like you who are all named after a specific color. So you're the titular character Neon White, however there are others that you'll meet like Neon Yellow and Neon Violet.
Yo, White, bro, it's me, Yellow! It has been a minute, man.
One hitch, though, is that it seems traveling to heaven has caused you to lose your memory for some reason. As you begin talking to the other Neons, it kind of becomes apparent that all of these people were involved in your previous life somehow. They seem to know all about who you are, but you're basically clueless about your past and who they are.
Do you think this will end for us the way it did in life?
See, I'd love to answer that, but I woke up with no memories of life. Not that I don't recognize you, it's just the details are fuzzy.
As you progress through the game, you'll slowly uncover more details through all of the different character interactions and dialogue, which there is quite a bit of. But overall, I think the voice acting for it is really well done. However, the writing can be a bit cringy at times. Whether that was intentional or not, I'm not sure, but definitely was rolling my eyes pretty hard on more than one occasion. There are some funny and entertaining moments as well, though.
I came up with it while watching you fight. You're like my moose, brother.
What? Don't you mean Muse?
Oh yeah.
In the end, though, I think the medium itself for how the story is told is really well done and enjoyable for the most part. However, if you are somebody who doesn't care about the story at all, you're definitely going to be hitting the skip button quite a bit throughout the game. Now moving on to gameplay. So as mentioned in the first part of the video, the primary objective is to get to the goal as fast as possible in each stage while killing the required amount of demons. This leads into the first, probably most important mechanic of the game, which is the weapon card system. So you'll find these scattered across each level, and as you progress, you'll be introduced to new types of weapons. Each one has its own unique primary attack as well as a special ability. So we can pick up the pistol here. You can see on the right side of the screen it comes with 9 bullets, and I can shoot that. If I run out of bullets, the card is discarded, and I can also discard the card at any time, which will then use its special ability. So we can use it to, kill a demon, and some demons will also drop cards as well. I still have 4 bullets left in this gun, but I can discard it now and use its special ability. So for this particular weapon, the ability is a double jump. So I can jump, or I can then jump, discard the card, and that'll give me a second double jump. The Uzi is another weapon card type that you can pick up, and if you have multiple weapons, you can swap back and forth between them whenever you want. You can hold 3 of each weapon type at once. So for this particular weapon, it has a rapid fire attack and then also has a ground pound for its special ability. So that's good for not only bashing through enemies and obstacles, but also descending parts of the level very quickly. So I can use these 2 cards back to back to descend and then destroy that enemy. And then the last card I'll cover is the rifle, which has a pretty powerful single fire attack. And then its special ability is to dash forward. So you'll have these situations where you'll need to use cards in kind of combination with each other. So I picked up the pistol so I can do my double jump to get high enough. And then I can use the rifle to dash forward through the obstacle. So you'll come across these levels that are really cool where you have to kind of use all of these weapon abilities in a combo. In terms of the different demons that you'll encounter, there's really nothing there that's too groundbreaking in terms of the mechanics and the aesthetics of them. There are some that have some unique characteristics, like these balloon demons, where you can either shoot them outright or you can jump on top of them, which will then pop them and it kind of acts like a trampoline. But for the most part, they're really all just kind of glorified targets that you need to shoot to get through each level. The level diversity is somewhat limited as well. They all kind of follow this pattern of the white marble structures in this big open blue sky area, which makes sense since we're in heaven, but it would be nice to have a little bit more diversity there. Things do get changed up a little bit when you get to Mission 4. The stages there have a little bit of a different theme and color palette, but now in Mission 5, we're back to these same marble structures and things like that. So I'm not sure how much variety is going to be there throughout the rest of the game. While the majority of the game follows the structure of trying to get to the end goal as fast as possible, I have encountered at least one boss fight, which occurs in Mission 4. I found this to be a lot of fun and has definitely been my favorite level so far. It's a nice change of pace from the rest of the other stages, and I'm hoping there are quite a few more like this. In terms of progression and unlockables and things like that, outside of simply just trying to beat the game, there are a few activities that lend itself to quite a bit of replayability. The first and most obvious one is just trying to get the faster time on every single stage. So you can, under this job archive, replay any stage that you've already previously beat. For each stage, you can get a bronze, silver, or gold medal, each of which will unlock a reward for that level. So if you get a bronze medal, that will unlock a findable present within that level, which I'll talk more about. Silver will unlock a player ghost, which you can then race, which is a ghost of your previous best time. And then gold will unlock hints within that level that will highlight shortcuts and things like that. And then finally, the highest level medal is the ace, which you can earn. So the gifts, which you can find in each stage after getting the bronze medal, are used to progress storylines with different characters. So here you can see I've gotten the present for each one of these stages already. The color corresponds to who the gift is for. So the yellow present icon is for neon yellow, the violet present is for neon violet, etc. In the hub world, as you give a character more gifts, that's going to unlock more dialogue with that character, as well as unlock some additional side missions. There's also Heavenly Delight tickets, which you can earn as you make your way through the game. You redeem these for a variety of rewards that you can see here. I haven't used these a whole lot, but they seem to kind of have a similar purpose to gifts in the sense that they're primarily used to just progress storylines with characters. Finally, looking at the settings that are available for the game, they are somewhat limited, but there is some stuff that you can play around with. Starting off, there is a field of view slider, which goes from 60 to 110. You can also change the language of the game. However, this affects just the text and not the voiceover work. So I'll scroll through the different languages that are available here. I think that's all of them. Under controls, there is mouse and keyboard settings as well as controller settings. You can rebind controls for both mouse and keyboard and controller here. One thing I will call out, and I'm one of those people that I'm super picky about my mouse sensitivity, and I was really disappointed with what's available here. It goes from increments of 1 decimal place from 0.1 to 3, and the increments between like 0.2 and 0.3 and 0.4 are pretty drastic, and I wasn't able to get a mouse sensitivity that I like. I ended up having to like mess with the DPI of my mouse to get something that I was happy with. So that might be not an issue for a lot of people, but if you are somebody like me who is kind of picky about having a consistent mouse sensitivity, you might be a little frustrated here. The audio, a couple audio settings for music and sound effects and overall volume, and then finally a couple video settings as well. So there's shadows, quality, VSync, frame rate limit, and things like that. All right, so wrapping things up, that was a look at Neon White and my first impressions of the game so far. Honestly, I'm having a great time with the game. I'm having a lot of fun, and at $25, I think I'm definitely gonna be getting my money's worth. I think it's priced just right. If this was a full price game at $60, I might be a little bit more hesitant to make that statement. As mentioned, I've spent maybe a little less than 4 hours in this game so far, and if I were to guess, I would say I'm maybe a third of the way through, but don't hold me to that. And that's not including like acing all the levels and getting the unlockables and things like that. If you're into like speedrunning and like getting the fastest time possible, you can probably get a ton of hours out of this game. Each level has, you know, lots of opportunity for finding all those like little tiny optimizations and time saves that you can get to lower your time. As mentioned, I've been playing this on PC. It's also available on Nintendo Switch. I can't speak to how it plays on that platform, but if it performs well, this would be an amazing game for handheld. Depending on how hooked, or if I get really hooked onto this game, I could almost see myself buying it again for Switch as well. It's kind of a perfect game for like those 10 to 15 minute gaming sessions where you can pick it up, play through a couple levels when you got some time to kill. But yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I'm going to end the video with the opening sequence of the game. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.
We're called neons, sinners plucked from hell to do God's dirty work. But I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Old friends, ex-lovers. Only one of us can stay in heaven, and I've got a score to settle.